All right, so we're very excited today at ConExpo 2020 to unveil the industry's first fully electric backhoe loader, Project Zeus, or the 580 EV. We're standing here in front of Zeus in its Zeus show appearance, in her show wear, you could say, but really it's also the 580 EV and its other more customer-driven, practical nature and appearance. So today Zeus is shown to demonstrate the capabilities and technology within case construction, but also to the industry to make them aware of where the future is going to go with electric technology and this conversion of diesel to electric. And so with Zeus being shown here with the lights, the coloring, everything else to drive awareness and interest, we've also worked together with key customers during this development process and going to market. We've already have 2 key customers in the state of New York that have purchased these machines under the 580 EV. The 580 EV will look and feel very similar to a case backhoe loader, however, taking out the diesel engine and replacing it with battery technology. And from a 580 EV standpoint, that machine is ready to work, ready to dig, with the exact same performance and characteristics of a case backhoe loader. Comfort steer, pro control, the same internal features and hydraulic performance as a regular diesel-powered backhoe loader. When asked, why do we choose the backhoe loader for electrification, a lot of the industry is choosing to go very small, 1.7 ton mini excavator, a very small skid steer, CTL. We chose to go the backhoe loader. Why? Well, Case invented the backhoe loader in 1957. Very fitting that we were the first one to launch the first fully electric backhoe loader in the marketplace. But the other reason is the use case, the segments, and the customer demand has really driven us to the backhoe loader. We've been developing this technology across our product range, trying to figure out which one is the first one to come to market with. We chose to go backhoe loader because of the customer demand. We had customers that have large fleets of backhoe loaders. They're trying to convert their machines to electric because they're working in urban environments. They're working in utility companies where they really have the need to have that reduced emissions. They're looking for a reduction in noise so they can work in the urban environments. They've got better interaction from an operator to the spotter, to the laborer in the trench. They can communicate better with the electric technology. So doing the backhoe was really critical for them to help their overall goal in helping the environment and helping them also save money, because the machine costs more from an initial purchase price standpoint because of the cost of the battery, the technology. However, you look at the reductions in maintenance, in fuel, in DEF, and the amount of time and labor it takes to maintain those items, the amount of time you spend every day to fill the fuel tank, to fill the DEF tank, check the oil, you take all that away, and then you factor that in with your energy consumption and what you're paying for electricity, the guy can see a 90% reduction in his overall annual operating costs. So this is a fleet that's buying machinery, he's capitalizing that for 5-10 years, but he's reducing his operating budget 90%. So it's a very significant impact to him and his operation, and while the machine costs more in the beginning, it's paid back in roughly 5 years, depending on what he's paying for electricity and diesel before. The sticker shock may be there a little bit, in a lot of the automotive side and the consumer tools, some of that is a little more passionate where they're not money driven. But when you get to the details of this and you look at your operation and you see the benefits of the technology and you see the benefits that it can have on your pocketbook, it's less of a passion and more of it's real and beneficial for the operator and customer. So as I mentioned, it's kind of a two-sided approach here where we have Zeus here driving interest, but at the same time we're delivering customer units under the 580 EV in Q1 and Q2 of this year. So we've already worked together with those customers very closely on taking their existing case backhoes, monitoring them, taking data, working with them to trying to size. We size the battery, all this based on the customer intent and the customer usage case. And now we're delivering the machines to them here in the next quarter and then working with them to further refine this technology as we go forward. The industry is changing very fast, technology is changing very fast. So rather than jumping to mass production of 1,000 units the first year, we're kind of choosing wisely our customers, working close with key customers that really want to value this technology and help us to understand, are we at the right point now to go forward for more? Or do we change this in the next 6 months to the next technology and then launch it from there? When you're running a backhoe, what matters is torque, and you lose a little bit of that emotion and the passion of hearing that diesel engine. But when you take that aside and you feel the torque response you get with electric motor, you pretty quickly realize that okay, you can maybe live without that noise, that smell, that we're all used to in the construction industry, because you take a diesel engine that was before running at a lower idle, it takes time to recover, the torque has to increase, and then before you had a single motor driving everything. Now you got a battery, you can split that power source to a dual motor system where you have a motor driving your hydraulics, a motor driving your drivetrain, and with that you have instant torque at either one of those whenever you want. And now you're doing a loader operation where you're using both the hydraulics and the loader and the drivetrain. You get instant torque in both of those, giving you a better performance than a diesel vehicle did before. That's built off the platform of the case backhoe, so everything else is the same durability, reliability you come to expect. And now you got a maintenance-free battery that's good for the life of the vehicle, that has no maintenance, no service, no nothing else, and it's a sealed package, so nothing to worry about really. But based on our customers we're working with and on their data and the use case, you can easily get an 8-hour workday with this machine. And really that's driven by the fact that when you look at the backhoe market has changed a little bit. 20 years ago, the backhoe was a heavy production machine where it was digging pipeline for long distances. That's now converted to excavators doing that application. Heavy stockpiling operations are now being used by wheel loaders. So those products where they're going all day long in a certain high production activity, have a much higher demand. The backhoe being the Swiss Army knife of the products, it may work for a little while doing a cleanup in one spot with a loader bucket. It then transitions to roads to a different job site where it digs a small trench to clean up. It waits on operators, it waits on people to make couplings in the trench. So you think about all that pieces going together, and an 8-hour operation may last you now 2 or 3 days of a guy's actual job time. And it's pretty cool. We talk to them, hey, fire it up, Rob, or talk about starting the machine up, and Rob's like, it's running, and nobody knows it. The minute that loader arm starts to go in the air, you just kind of hear the cow go, wow, and everybody's turning their heads, looking around, and super excited to see a machine this size, a backhoe loader, this quiet, and then all of a sudden it's being ran indoors at Con Expo. It makes it real.